Elliotte Friedman coming in here with another hot take that's gonna light the city on fire. Maybe not literally, but let's talk today about what Friedman said on the latest edition of Donnie and Dolly. We just talked earlier today about what he said on the Jeff Merrick show, going over Timo Meier and the potential as to whether or not he would be a good fit for the Toronto Maple Leafs, but what I also wanted to do was talk about the comments he made on Bo Horvat. Because yesterday, as we had said in the post-game video, Bo got himself yet another multi-goal game. And it's starting to become a copy-and-paste type of script. Bo Horvat goes out there and gets 2 goals, and the Canucks lose. Bo Horvat gets goals number, 27, 28, and the Canucks lose. This happens all the time now. Maybe not 27, 28 part, but you get what I mean. Bo, take a look at the stat right here, posted by Sportsnet Stats. He has the highest amount of multi-goal games in the NHL this year with 9. And it's the most by a Canucks player since the Canucks had 9 in 2010-2011. Now, I don't know about you, but watching the 2010-2011 Ryan Kesler highlights, the guy was an absolute maniac. He was scoring snipes from everywhere. He would skate in on the rush and snipe it from the blue line like he was a monster. And we had talked about Ryan Kesler a few days ago when we discussed the video about JT Miller, and you can go ahead and watch that if you wanted to see what my thoughts were. But when it comes to the Friedman update that we had from Donnie and Dolly earlier today, this is the very unfortunate news that we have at our disposal. Friedman on Donnie and Dolly says that I'm not saying no, but the Canucks have set a limit. Horvat is going to have to take a haircut on what he could get on the market. It is going to take an unbelievable offer from Vancouver, and I do not see it. He also said this, quote from Buck Foston, "This idea that Vancouver should just trade everyone now to make themselves worse, not just make themselves worse and get Connor Bedard, but also to probably re-sign Bo too, it's not really possible because no one is making trades." And I think maybe over the past little while here, talking about Bo, talking about the goal scoring, talking about him getting the bag and all this stuff, I feel like maybe my own personal sentiments may not be translating all too much. And the reason I say that is because Bo Horvat is the captain of my favorite hockey team. And when it comes to the captain of my favorite hockey team, I'm going to go out there and say that I love this guy as a hockey player. And I've watched him grow and develop and become what he is today over the course of the last decade. And so when it comes to Bo Horvat potentially getting the bag, getting absolutely loaded amount of dollars on every contract every 2 weeks, I would wish for nothing more out of the guy to be able to get that bag. It's just unfortunate that that bag probably won't be with the Vancouver Canucks unless he takes a haircut. But then again, I mean, the guy's leading the league in multi-goal games. He has 28 goals on the season in however many games played he has. Let's go over to the stats and check that out right here. Bo Horvat, this year for 2022-2023, has a total of 42 points and 28 goals in 37 games. He's on pace for 62 goals and 93 total points. It's incredible what Bo Horvat has done for the Vancouver Canucks so far. And I wanted to read some other tweets here going over the perspectives and everything. Take a look at this. Bo Horvat is now on pace to score 59 goals this season. This was when he had the 1 goal against the Islanders before getting the second. The Canucks' record for goals in a season is 60, set by Pavel Bure in 92-93 and in 93-94. You see, the difference with Bure was that he was a consistent 60-plus goal caliber guy, 50-plus goal caliber guy. Bo Horvat, as we had said yesterday, only broke 30 goals for the first time in his career last year, and he did that in 70 games played. Forgive me for my assessment in yesterday's post-game video saying that Bo Horvat is probably not going to have a season this good for the rest of his career because, I mean, this came out of nowhere. It happens to be in a contract year, and I'm not too sure if he's going to have what it takes to be able to put up 50, 60 goals per season consistently. Jeff Patterson was on Donnie and All, and he said pretty much that the bottom would have to fall out for this guy to not get 50 goals. We also had ourselves some other interesting stats that I think are worth highlighting here. Among players with at least 20 goals this season, Bo Horvat has the highest shooting percentage at 25%, while Timo Meier has the lowest at 11.8. Now, we made a video talking about Meier literally like a few hours ago, and the guy is a really good, talented goal scorer. But he's really snake-bitten right now. Meanwhile, Bo, everything seems to be going in. All the tip shots, all of the feeds in front where he's got the 1T, the rebounds, etc., etc. Bo has been on a heater this season. And I think this tweet from Cam Robinson kind of sums it up nicely. We're halfway through the year, and Bo Horvat is on pace for 62 goals. This is going to go down as one of the greatest contract seasons ever. Good for him. Get that bread, Bo. And the first reply actually says that Miller's 99-point year was more impressive, but, I mean, the reply here is that Miller's 99-point year was not his contract year. That was the year before the contract year, and it's kind of why everything is messed up the way it is now, because the Canucks cannot afford to re-sign Bo. Speaking about Bo in the goal-scoring race, yesterday we had ourselves a graphic popping up showcasing the top goal scorers in the NHL, where you had McDavid, Thompson, Ovechkin, Horvat all on the screen, and it was kind of nuts because this graphic was made before the Bo Horvat game with the Islanders. So after you take a look at what happened, Bo Horvat is now at the third place spot in the NHL in goals. He's tied with Ovechkin. He's 2 behind Tage Thompson and 5 behind Connor McDavid. The reason I wanted to bring this up is because yesterday, not only did you see a multi-goal game out of Bo Horvat, but you also saw a multi-goal game out of Ovechkin and a 3-point game, or 3-goal game, excuse me, out of Tage Thompson. Yesterday, we had, 7 goals shared between 3 of the top 4 goal scorers in the NHL. Each of these guys just scoring like crazy, one-upping each other, one-upping, or double-upping, I guess you could say. Jason Robertson, David Pastrnak, Mikko Rantanen, these guys may be in the rear view mirror by now, but of course, we are only halfway through the year. McDavid's on pace for about 60-ish goals. You've got Thompson on pace too for that mark. Ovechkin, Horvat, all in the same conversation. And then you have everybody else underneath them who is also producing a heck of a lot of goals too. So things are getting wild, dude. I'm honestly all for this version of the NHL where we're going out there and seeing a boatload of goals get scored each and every night. This, to me, is a lot more impressive than the Jamie Benn 80-something point Art Ross winning year, where there were only like 4 40-goal scorers in the league. Like, I like more points. I do. I may not be on the same page as the goaltenders here because they're allowing more, but yeah, no, everybody's scoring, and I like seeing the numbers rise up. I like seeing Bo Horvat do things that he has never done before, and hopefully continue everything by the time he lands on another team. And I'm just going to be pulling for the guy as well to score as many goals as he can, because I want to see him go out there and break records, do what he can, but at the same time, it's like, dude, if he goes out there and maybe, let's say, gets 40 goals in the year, and then he gets traded, and then his shooting percentage tanks, or his shooting percentage sustains itself, whatever happens when Horvat gets placed onto a new team because, you know, the Canucks can't afford him, and they can't really move anybody else to make that money available, so yeah, I guess the Canucks are crapped out of luck, but if he goes out there and does all the goal stuff, it would be amazing to see. Like, just seeing the record books in a decade's time where Bo Horvat is one of the top goal scorers and he does so in like 60 games played, like, that would be phenomenal. Now, I know we could all say that it was a very painful season and the Canucks lost a lot of games and they were trying to make the playoffs and do everything and they got a new coach, Bruce, there it is, new management, Benning fired, etc., but like, they would not have been good. There's a lot of pain and trauma associated with the 22-23 season for Canucks fans at the moment, so maybe all we can do here is just hope that Bo Horvat gets a bunch of goals and then gets the Canucks a good, beefy trade return in the process. But either way, talk to the comments your thoughts about the Bo Horvat Canucks situation. Friedman's update is pretty negative. He says it's likely not going to happen. But, I mean, we kind of said the same thing about Miller, so who really knows? Talk to the comments your thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this video. Juraj, and bye.